Okay, rightfully right now, everybody's talking about this bill, the one Trump calls the one big beautiful bill. Lots of points of contention there. However, because, well, it doesn't really address the spending efforts. In fact, it arguably makes things worse. Now, the usuals that have been consistent on this issue, the Masses of the world, the Pauls of the world, have voiced their concerns. And Trump, instead of pushing the party towards where they're at, specifically on the issue of spending, which they are correct on, well, he goes and attacks them. Now, before I get into the crux of the video, the reason why I said arguably is because I know some people are talking about this supposed $1.5 trillion of spending that this cuts. But when you actually read the bill, you find out that, well, not so much, because it's spread out over the course of 10 years. So that's roughly what, 100 to 150 billion dollars a year that they're supposedly cutting. And when you consider that they're actually raising spending in other efforts, it seems like a wash, because the spending that they're raising actually is even more than what they've discovered in this whole Doge initiative. So you have that in the fact that it raises the debt ceiling by $5 trillion. Can continues to get kicked down the road on this issue. Remember back in March, I don't know how many videos that I've done where Congress already has had the opportunity to address this, and we're told, well, wait till next time, wait till next time, wait till next time. It'll come up again here in September, and I can almost guarantee you that they're not going to address it. And it's especially interesting because when you oppose something, they tell you that you're grandstanding for taking the right position. And for some reason, you keep hearing people parrot this idea that, well, you're not presenting anything that's practical. You're not presenting an alternative. And almost all of them, Massey as well as Paul, present these alternatives, especially with these pork-filled bills. And for whatever reason, you just say that they're not practical. Why? You never say that. You just say that it's not practical. And apparently the only way to be practical in Congress is to keep up with this bullshit. So if you are in opposition to the spending efforts by way of the Congress, well, you have a lot of folks that are working against you, which includes the rest of the Congress, both parties and the president, unfortunately. And when you look at the president, it doesn't look like this is something that they're actually ever going to be good on. They might be positive in some of the other aspects, and both Massey as well as Rand Paul have defended him, going to bat for him when he takes these good positions. But on this issue, he's terrible. He was terrible his first go round, and now he's terrible again. Two things can be true. You can be good in one aspect and bad on another. But what I really wanted to address here was this interesting post from Elon Musk. And he says, "I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it." Now, if you've watched some of my videos or heard me speak about this issue, be it on the channel, or Twitter, or on Blaze, I've talked about that being the real reason that I think Elon left. The Doge initiative can be great and all in pointing out these issues. Ironically enough, Rand Paul has his Festivus thing that he does every year, which also points out a bunch of spending, but pointing it out doesn't do you any good if you don't actually cut the spending. None of that stuff gets codified. It's like, hey, they're spending recklessly over there. Maybe that's a little bit of money laundering. And they're like, oh yeah, that is there, but we're just going to keep on doing what we were doing. So Elon realized that he's kind of fighting this losing battle, because it's like, I'm wasting my time. You're not going to address it. And he has everybody, including the admin that he works for, working against him. And he's trying to be polite there. And I think that's why, if you listen to some of the things that he was saying when he was on his way out, he was like, look, man, I'll get involved when I feel there's a need to get involved. I think he just kind of learned the hard way that all of these guys are working against him. And probably he's better off being in the private sector to try to change people's lives. And I really wish we would have conversations of substance, because objectively speaking, Trump has been terrible with his spending efforts. Congress has been terrible with their spending efforts for as long as you have been alive. And for whatever reason, instead of being like, hey, you got it right here, but over here, this is not the way that you should be doing things. It's, well, you're this bad person because you're in opposition to Trump. What are we doing?